is that when you feel hesitation as a phenomenon in and of itself, if the hesitation itself got you to be propelled into action, wouldn't that be nice? Now, this is also something that's not that hard to do. Will you erase that for me, Brian? I want to give you an exercise, and it's one that I've done in a lot of workshops for a lot of things. However, for the flirting workshop, it couldn't be better designed. The thing is that for people to switch from hesitation to wantonly going for something is a bit of a jump. So, like, the thing is you can take fear and turn it into curiosity. That's not so far. But when you take things that are diametrically opposed, the way you do it is you sneak in through the back door. Now, the thing is will you write hesitation up there? So you can take hesitation and very simply take it and turn it into another feeling. Now, for example, you can take hesitation, you can turn it into frustration, because it usually does that anyway. That's easy, so you put frustration underneath it. Now, you can take frustration and you can turn that into impatience, because that's usually what does anyway. You've been waiting in line in a bank since they made it more convenient and have just one long line instead of a bunch of short ones, so that you have the feeling that you're there forever. Now, so impatience. Now, you can take an impatience and you can turn it into the feeling of wanton desire. You know, the kind where you drool out of the corner of your mouth and snarl in your mind. Paw at the ground, so to speak. Marshall McLuhan has struck here. Now, and you can take wanton desire and turn it into going for it with ease. Now, this is 5 responses. And what I want you to do this time is I want you to make 5 anchors. What I want you to do is to take whatever impatience is left in this person at this point, have them think about the situations where they really want to wantonly go for it when they flirt. Because we want to see, if you think about, how many of you tried the things that Ann said? All right. Does anybody hesitate to even do that? Get rid of that. You don't need that stuff. You're here to flirt. Actually, you know, I found that flirting, if I watch the way a woman flirts, and I flirt the way she does, she has absolute and undistinguishable green lights, because she knows what that means.
Instant recognition.
Yeah. See, otherwise I send out signals and they get confused. You know, they won't know what it'll mean. You know, they think I'm an axe murderer or something. You know? They go, warning, warning, weirdo, warning. Right? The thing is you'll get the idea. I mean, if you look over at a woman and you go like that, it's a pretty clear signal, you know, right? If she blushes and her lower lip starts to swell up, that's a green light. You know, if she goes like this, that's a red light. But you got to give yourself a chance to find out. You know, that I know lots and lots of women that have men that, you know, are responding to them and they don't understand what it's about. But usually when they tell me, they're doing things like going, I just don't know what I might be doing. Now, the thing is that it's funny that some of them do those things, but they don't do it with the men that they're attracted to. They do it with other people when they're thinking about those men. It has been known to happen. Now, here, since it's your list, I'm going to let you read it.
Without my glasses.
No, maybe I won't do that. That's okay. At least nobody sat on mine this time. It says, look at the person you're interested in. Look up and down. Now, I noticed that some of you tried that, but I want to point out something to you. There ain't no hurry. That, you know, when you look at somebody up and down, the thing is if you look at them and you go,
no.
that does not fall under the category of what we have in mind. And so the thing is that when you look somebody up and down, whether you start at the top or start at the bottom, however your preference is, that when you do it, you want to make sure you let your eyes linger long enough that they see. You should be watching her. She's the one doing it. We'll give you a replay on that. And the same thing is true of you guys. See, the thing is and, you know, I know a lot of guys that when they try to look down, their eyes only go so far. So I always recommend the guys start at the bottom and work their way up. Seems to be easier for them. That when you stop, the thing is to first make eye contact. That when you make eye contact, and the thing is you don't have to tilt your head. The thing is you can just let your eyes go down, stop for a minute at their toes, and then slowly work your way up. And it always helps to wet your lips at the end. See, most of the things that are on this list, you will find work better in combinations. And that's what we're going to work towards. Now, the thing that I want you to do right now is I want you to try this. What I'm going to do is have you stand up. It'll be a little easier for you this way. Just stand up. It's okay. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, you people in the middle just kind of spread out a little bit here, though. Move away to the center. I hate it when the cameramen get nervous. They yell at me and stuff. It was you in particular I was talking to. Has something to do with how tall you are. See, whoever gets to look him over is going to have to take a long time. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to just stop, and I want you to pick somebody. It doesn't have to be somebody right next to you. And the thing is the first thing I want you to do is to make eye contact. So when you pick somebody out, you start by making eye contact. Once you have her attention, then what you do is you start with your eyes, and you can either start top or the bottom, but when you start, first make eye contact and sit down and just linger for a minute. And the way to do it is to think of your eyes as a finger. So that if you're going to take your finger and you're going to go like this, you're going to take it and just kind of go just like this. About this fast, and right up here, and then go like this. See, of course, it works that way, too. But think of your eyes as being a finger that does that. Because if you want to deliver an unambiguous message, the thing is that you don't start at the toe. You start right here, and you go down.
Do it again?
This is all for the purpose of science.
Of course.
So you're going to go down, and then you're just going to kind of slowly go up like this, and right up across here until it goes like this. Now, the thing is that when you combine these things together, the way I want you to do it is just start down there. Think of your eye as a finger, and as it moves up, when you go up to the point where you catch their eyes, I just simply want you to do something, which is another one on here. See where it says mouth? Okay. The thing is what I'd like you to try is either the licking the lips or biting the bottom lip. Now, biting the bottom lip is very simple. It's not this. Right. Well, you see, I've done this before. I've seen people, you know, and they haven't thought about it for a while, but we're going to do some things to tune you up a little bit. It's
When you bite your bottom lip, look down just a little. And up. When you bite your bottom lip, look down just a little bit. And up.
when either that, or you
and
can
off
do it,
to the side.
or when you get up there, instead of biting your lower lip, if you go and try it, you can try this. When you finally start down here and you go all the way up, then go. You can use your tongue, too, to do it. Shucks. Shucks, golly gee, boy, you can use your tongue and your eyes at the same time. Boy, this NLP stuff's getting better all the time. Now, I tell you what you do is just pick somebody out here and try it, and then turn, try somebody else. Just do it. You don't have to move around.
Right,
but take your time and just think of it as moving your finger up. It'll keep your eyes from going too fast. Makes good internal pictures. Take a few minutes and just try it.
God, I think they've got it. I think they've got it.
I think they've got it.
You're right. Turn them down just a little bit in your head.
There's another one that I thought you might like to try, just as I found, because one of the things I've found is that the tilt of your body is real important. That when you sit, if you sit from somebody, if you sit facing them straight ahead, it doesn't give you as much of a chance to be able to create the angles that are flirtatious. You're always better off giving yourself about this many degrees from here to there, sort of like about 20, 25 degree angle.
Or even this.
Yeah, well, that even gives you more of a choice. But when you create that angle, if you look over and you go, now, you want to try that one? Okay, first thing I want you to do is to create angles. Put a tilt in your shoulder this way, right? Create an angle in your body so that you can tilt your head, tilt your shoulder, and then just take your finger and slowly bring it across your bottom lip.
All right, this is the one that I like. If
Okay,
someone
speak up a little, Ann.
If someone turns away from you and you want them to turn back, you can just tap them on the shoulder like. Or you might go and add, you know, I missed you. Pay attention to me. Woo!
You got to roll that lower lip.
Okay, that's 3 different moves at once. You can do any one of them. Just turn, just go like this.
It's not a frown, it's a pout.
It's a pout.
Put your lips together like
Look
that.
down.
And then lower it. No, together, go. Like you're going to kiss. Now lower your lower lip. There you go. It's not.
I think they like this one.
Yeah, why do they call these workshops? I don't know. Shh. Control yourselves. Don't be so happy. We'll tell you when to be happy. Now, there's another piece, which is that one of the things is that as soon as you do some initial flirting like that, one of the things that's very helpful is to begin to breathe at the same rate. And also, if the person speaks, listen to the tempo of their voice. A lot of people rush into conversations because they're nervous. And the faster they talk, the more nervous they get. But take your time by slowing down. And if one of the nicest things to do is after you make a movement like that, if you get any kind of a positive response, immediately compliment something about them that you like. If you only like 1% of them, compliment them on that and be very specific. Too many people are too general. They say, "You are a very beautiful woman." You know. Well, the thing is that is a tendency to make people suspicious. But if you do pick out the best thing about them, or what you think the best thing is, comment it, look at it, and if you can, touch it. Well, the demonstration is, I mean, for example, if somebody has real nice skin, and you say to them, you go, "You know, I just couldn't help noticing you have such beautiful skin." Now, that particular part, especially of a woman's face, is extremely sensitive. It's not that sensitive on a guy because he takes a razor blade every day and slices a layer of it off. You know, especially with me, I had to get safety razors, you know, these ones with double edges and nylon pads around it, because I'd get up in the morning and I'd walk out and it looked like Dracula jumped me in the hallway. Kleenex stuck all over my face and stuff. Shouldn't be left alone with sharp objects like that. Now, I tell you what I want you to do. At this point, what I want you to do is I want you to take both the skills of this morning and the things that we just taught you, and I want you to get into groups of 5, maybe 6, and what I want you to do is take turns in pairs, and whether you're sitting down or standing up, it doesn't matter. I want you to flirt, and then I want you to compliment the person on something. And the best thing about complimenting someone is you don't have to lie. A lot of people make the mistake of picking something that is unattractive about somebody, and lying to them. And people are pretty good about telling about that, you know. It's like, you know, you walk up to somebody and, you know, their hair is like this, and you go, gosh, you have beautiful hair. Well, good. Here, let me light yours on fire. Do you need a light? No, I don't smoke. I meant your face. Now, the thing is that what I want you to do, the rest of you that are in the group, I want you to tune the person up to show them how to move gracefully, because a lot of us don't know what we look like, and some of this is kind of new, so that their movements are slow, they're graceful, even if you have to get behind them and tilt their head and move their body around, till you see something that looks attractive. Help them to be tuned up so that they can take just the sequences that we gave you, pick any one of them, try it, let the other people tune you up, tell them things about lowering their tonality, getting their tempo, so that it looks smooth. Now, we thought you were doing so well with that we'd give you some more. Why don't you show them how to flutter eyelids? This is one for females.
It's not the... It's this.
Nice little downward eye glance afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where did that list go? I forgot. There's a couple of other good ones. Ann can demonstrate to you. Running your fingers through your hair lightly is a nice one, like that. And see, now there's 2 parts to this, and I especially want you guys, because I know, especially growing up in this country, where they train men to be dunces from birth. I mean, you know, because I mean, you know, there was a time where people like talked about this kind of stuff, you know, and kind of knew what was going on. There's one where women twirl their hair. Show them that one there. Right, like that. And you know, and when women do that, they look away from you. See, that's a green light, not a red light, guys.
Look at the ceiling.
Yeah. That is, I am deliberately not looking at you, but I'm paying attention to you. See.
You move your mouth while you're doing it.
Now, there's another one. Fluff hair, that's a nice one. The girls should be trying these things here.
Try it.
But what'd you do, forget who you were?
This. It's like this. Palms outstretched. It's like this. It says, oh, it's so hot in here.
This one.
In here, what it says.
Boy, you do make them up, don't you, Ann? What is, I didn't know this one. Stick fingers and belt? Is that,
well, that's yours, Richard.
Yeah, I know, but whose belt do you stick them in?
That's yours, remember?
Yeah, I ain't got no. Oh, mine. Oh, that one.
It's yours.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. If I don't have a belt, I can't demonstrate that one. I'm keeping that one for myself. Kissing hands. There's a lost art, guys.
That is the favorite. That is the... every time that a man kisses a lady's hand, she remembers. That and...
I think you better say that again. Their pupils got wide. And
remember
got that look in their face like, what?
Have you forgotten, gals, any time a man ever kissed your hand? Did you forget? No way. Amen. You remember every one.
You guys listening to this?
Every
You want to be remembered or forgotten?
When you say hello, and particularly when you say goodbye.
Way. Remembered, forgotten. Remembered, forgotten. Which is it? See, and it's also a nice thing. It fits right in with the handshake too, because see, the nice thing is that you don't. It's one of those things, because I know that women like surprises. See, I know a lot of us guys are terrified of surprises because we've had some that weren't that nice. But this is one where you get to give the surprise, because when you go and you go, it's, and what did you say your name was?
Anne.
Anne. Anne what?
Would you do my other hand, too? Thank you.
Now, this is one of the things I've seen Anne do so many times, is she's one of the women in the world that I've watched flirt for years. This is why I told her one time to give up this doing silly therapy groups and teach what she was best at. You know, she didn't think anybody would ever want to go to a flirting seminar. At least that's what she told me. Of course, she would have one filled next week, but the thing is that whenever Anne likes the way somebody flirts with her, she asks for more. Now, you know, if you don't feel like guys pay enough attention to you, perhaps you haven't learned that one of the things to do is to ask for more of what you like, right? And less of what you don't like. Because if you ask for more of something, then when you ask for less of something, they'll pay attention to you. Now, this also works for you guys, too, because if a lady flirts with me, I go, oh, I love that. Do that again.
Do it again.
And again. What?
Give you a month to stop it.
In a hurry, huh? Now, I wanted to add a couple of these. There's also a couple of other ones. There's the thing about when you are standing up, that after you shake somebody's hand, that you can actually go and put your hand around them. And when you touch women, too, there's another thing, too. They're not like a basketball. And I've seen some guys put their arm around and hug a woman, and I thought she'd go and snap in two. That the one thing is that you want to be gentle, right? And you want to make your touch soft and, again, somewhat ambiguous. Because remember, the difference between flirting is that maybe you kind of are and maybe you kind of aren't. So if you look too easy, there's no challenge left, guys. And if there's one thing women do like, it's a good challenge. Because if you, yeah, you know, just a little something so that, you know, I mean, you know, if you just kind of give yourself away, you have to learn to play, again, a little bit of come away closer. So that even when you do something nice like that, that you pull back a little bit, right? Find out if they come forward. That even when you're sitting and talking to them, if you keep leaning more and more forward, pretty soon their chair will fall over backwards. That, again, learn to just take your time, slow down, and pull back. Now, there are in the back here some little tricks. For example, one of the things that I've found is always extremely effective is pet names. So you should always use the person's name as much as possible, but I quickly shift from somebody's name to using nicknames with them. That, you know, it's one thing, you know, to touch somebody on the nose, it's another to touch them on the nose and go, hey, princess, how you doing? Yes, ma'am.
Sorry if we don't seem to be paying attention. We're busy exchanging names and phone numbers.
This is turning this into a singles bar, are you? That's, by the way, a good point, is that exchanging phone numbers is a good idea. I mean, you know, because that way you get a chance to call them again, you know. I know lots of people, lots of times guys and women will meet each other, and they feel that it's too forward to ask for that, so they never see the person again. You know, and then they can say, well, she probably wouldn't have liked me anyway. Well, you never know till you try. The thing is that there's so many people in the world that are worried about being rejected. Think about it this way. At least if you try, right, if you try a whole mess of times, you're bound to statistically increase the number of people you connect with, if not the kind of people. That when you ask, think of it instead of as putting your self-esteem on the line, think of it just as pure flattery. That it's not a question of whether you get the phone number or not. It's a way of flattering someone. So whether they say yes or no, doesn't matter. When they say yes, then you get to feel flattered too. It's a win-win situation.